Picture the world's biggest AI market suddenly cut off from Nvidia's best chips. That's China in 2026, where export controls limit what Nvidia can even sell into the country. So Baidu did something bold. It built its own. The Kunlun M100 is Baidu's fourth-generation AI accelerator, fully domestic, designed to serve massive language models without a single foreign chip inside. Unveiled at WAIC 2026, it takes direct aim at Nvidia's China market H20. This is the story of a company answering a national call for homegrown silicon. Let's break it down. Look, a chip like this only matters if you understand how the pieces fit together. So follow the path from raw domestic silicon all the way to cheap, reliable model serving. This accelerator is built entirely in-house, on Baidu's self-developed XPU architecture through its Kunlun chip unit. There is no reliance on foreign silicon, which is the whole point under export controls. It's the fourth generation of the Kunlun line, and Baidu frames it as an answer to China's push for a fully domestic AI supply chain. Here the design leans hard toward inference, the job of actually running trained models at scale. Reported specs put it at 96 gigabytes of HBM memory and around 345 teraflops of FP16 compute, with support for lower FP8 precision. That mix is tuned for serving large language models cheaply, rather than training them from scratch. Once you have the chip, you chain many together. Baidu packs them into supercomputing clusters it calls Tianqi. The Tianqi 256 links 256 chips with a reported 50% performance boost, and a larger Tianqi 512 doubles that count. Reportedly, the roadmap even targets a 1 million car cluster by 2030. Finally, all of that rolls up into one goal: cost-effective model serving. By running inference on cheap domestic hardware, Baidu can host its ERNIE models and rent out compute without paying Nvidia prices. And because the Kunlun chips ship with CUDA compatibility, teams can port existing code over with minimal friction instead of rewriting everything. So why does a single company's chip matter this much? Here's the tension it was built to resolve, laid side by side. Consider the bind China is in. Nvidia's H20, the chip specifically cut down for the China market, sits under tightening export limits, and even that watered-down part faces restrictions. Chinese AI labs need enormous inference capacity to serve their models, but they cannot count on a steady supply of foreign accelerators. That uncertainty is a real strategic risk. This chip answers that bind directly. It's a domestic accelerator Baidu controls end-to-end, optimized for the exact workload that matters most right now: large-scale inference. Priced to undercut imported hardware and wrapped in CUDA compatibility, it lets Chinese teams keep scaling without waiting on shifting export rules. Baidu isn't alone in this race, but it's moving fast. Strip it back, and 3 ideas explain why this launch got so much attention. Independence is the headline here. Every layer, from the XPU architecture to the finished accelerator, is designed and controlled inside China. Under export controls, that self-reliance is worth as much as raw speed, because it means Baidu's AI ambitions no longer hinge on whether foreign chips can be imported next quarter. Inference focus is the second idea. Rather than chasing training records, this chip is tuned to run finished models cheaply and at volume, which is where most real-world AI cost actually lives. CUDA compatibility sweetens the deal, letting teams migrate off Nvidia with far less rewriting than you'd expect. Scale is the third idea. A single chip is a start, but Baidu's real bet is clustering Tianqi 256 this year, a larger Tianqi 512 after it, and reportedly a million card ambition by 2030. Paired with the training-focused M300 due in early 2027, it sketches a full domestic stack for both building and serving models. All right, let's lock in what matters about the Kunlun M100. This is Baidu's fourth-generation, fully domestic AI accelerator. The Kunlun M100, built by its Kunlun unit and unveiled at WAIC 2026 for large-scale inference. It takes aim at Nvidia's H20, the China market chip now caught in export controls, giving Chinese AI labs a homegrown option for cost-effective model serving. Reported specs include 96 gigabytes of HBM and CUDA compatibility, so existing code ports over with minimal friction, and the chip scale into Baidu's Tianqi clusters. Paired with the training-focused M300 coming in early 2027, it's part of Baidu's bid for a fully domestic AI stack. Curious how the global chip race keeps reshaping AI? We unpack it all, jargon-free, over at standardy.com.